CJ Flyer back with the fire, another YouTube video. Happy Halloween, everyone! I just thought I'd give a quick update video here and look at the NBA standings. The Celtics finally lost their very first game of the NBA season last night to the Indiana Pacers in Indiana. That one shocked me a little bit. But hey, I guess there's a reason the Pacers made the Eastern Conference Finals last year, so there you go. That being said, looking at the standings right now, we have two undefeated teams left, that being the Cleveland Cavaliers in the East and the Oklahoma City Thunder in the West. And then a lot of teams just camping out in the middle with 2 wins, 2 losses in both conferences. So obviously it's way too early to make any kind of judgment on any team, but kind of interesting to look at the standings, I think, and note that some of the best teams in the East, or teams that a lot of people think are the best teams in the East, are currently sitting atop the standings for the East. And then for the West, it's weird seeing the Warriors up there as well as the Phoenix Suns and seeing the Clippers in a guaranteed playoff spot. Obviously, I think a lot of people feel that the Timberwolves are in that top 3, top 4 situation, and perhaps the Pelicans could be a little bit higher outside of that, and then also the Nuggets. But anyways, yeah, just thought it was interesting to point out. So I did not get a chance to watch any of the games last night, so I can't really comment much on the Celtics-Pacers game, other than the fact that I just, noted that the Pacers did, in fact, win. So let's go ahead and take a look at the box score. I am kind of curious to see what came out of that game. So if we go ahead and take a look, Tatum and Brown both played very well, it seems. And then looking at the Pacers, Pascal Siakam, Benedict Mathurin with a 30-point game. Oh, man. Oh, that's really good. Congrats to Benedict Mathurin. That's awesome. Where's Tyrese Halliburton? 17 points, 12 assists, 6 rebounds. 2 of 10 from 3. But hey, he contributed in other categories, so that's okay. Good to see from the Pacers. Going back to the games for today and for yesterday, by the way, if you haven't been following, every day we post a video, kind of go over the predictions from yesterday's games, see how we did, and then we set our predictions for today's games. And I usually make my predictions first, and then I'll compare with FanDuel Sportsbook. I'm not partnered, affiliated with them, or any sports betting or gambling site for that matter. I'm not promoting it. If you're going to do it, please do it responsibly. I just think it's interesting to compare to who's considered the favorite to win that game, so to speak. So looking at our tallies so far, you can see we got a lot of games wrong yesterday, but so did the betting odds, right? Looks like, Celtics, Pacers, Hawks, Wizards, Magic, Bulls, Grizzlies, Nets. The Nets have low-key been kind of impressing lately. Blazers win one in LA, Clippers losing a heartbreaker, and then I underestimated the Warriors without Curry because I really thought the Pelicans could win at least one of those 2 games in Golden State, but they weren't able to do it. The one I did pick right, though, the upset, the Pistons over the Sixers. The Pistons are low-key not too bad. I mean, they actually have decent veteran talent on the team. I still don't think they're going to make the playoffs or anything, but the roster is not as bad as it was last year, that's for sure. So that being said, taking a look at the schedule today, we got the Bucks at the Grizzlies. Grizzlies, of course, just lost to the Nets the night before. Bucks have been struggling quite a bit too. If we look at the standings, the Bucks are sitting well towards the bottom here, 1 win and 3 losses. Doc Rivers, of course, commenting that things are, they'll step it up or what, We've already talked about the Bucks before. The duo of Darvin Ham and Doc Rivers has got to be one of the easiest to criticize coaching lineups in NBA history. We got the Houston Rockets playing in Dallas tonight against the Mavericks. I'm looking forward to that one here. We got the Spurs at the Jazz, and then we got the Clippers in their back-to-back series, just losing to the Blazers last night by a single point. They're going to be hosting the Phoenix Suns tonight. So looking at these matchups, and of course we gotta pull up the comparisons here. So first game on the schedule is Bucks and Grizzlies. So if we go ahead and compare the injuries for those teams, just want to be able to see who's out. Chris Middleton's still out, and then Desmond Bane's out tonight for the Grizzlies. They have quite a few players out tonight, actually. So To be honest with you, I'm leaning towards the Grizzlies on this one just because the Bucks have really been struggling. They're now on the road in Memphis. Who's going to be hungry for a win? You know, they don't want to lose both games in the back-to-back. And I have more faith in the Grizzlies with their home crowd than I do with the current Bucks situation. It's really just not looking good with Milwaukee. So I'm going to be taking the Bucks on this one. And then for the next game, Mavs-Rockets. I've already expressed my opinion on the Mavs. I think they'll win this one against Houston. I don't think the Mavs have anyone on the injury report to this point. Let's go ahead and take a look, though. Whoops. Hold on. Gotta get the Houston Rockets. There we go. Oh, that's right. Maxi's out. Maxi Kleber's out, but that's okay. So we'll still take the Mavs. Jazz Spurs. I'm leaning towards Spurs on this one. Obviously, it's going to be two of the lower ranked teams in the West this season. Spurs got the better talent, of course. Suns and Clippers. I think I'm guessing the Suns are probably favored, but I think the Clippers will bounce back and get a victory here at home. It's just a lot of this is just feel, right? Like I would say the Suns are definitely the better team than the Clippers. It's just with the ebbs and flows of the season. Clippers lost a heartbreaker last night. I think they'll come out, striking tonight. It's just, that's the problem with like NBA analysis sometimes. Sometimes there's like not necessarily a rhyme or reason to it. Like, who was predicting the Nets were going to win by 13 in Memphis? Not a lot of people. But that being said, normally I would open up the FanDuel Sportsbook webpage at this point, but I just noticed earlier today that there's a little toggle here. I can just turn on the odds and we can see them live right here with the schedule, so I don't have to flip back and forth between the web pages anymore. So it looks like Milwaukee is favored to win in Memphis. You can argue they definitely have the better talent in Damian Lillard and Giannis if he ends up playing. But again, I just kind of go back to they clearly have some chemistry issues, Dame and Giannis, and the coaching situation is just abysmal, which doesn't surprise me. So I still have Memphis winning that. Dallas winning, they're favored. Looks like the line's 2.5. San Antonio's favored by 1 against Utah. They're expecting that to be close, probably just because it's two of the worst teams in the West. And then, like I predicted, Phoenix is being favored to beat the Clippers, but just, for the sake of tonight, I have the Clippers winning this one. Let me just check the injuries, though, before I finalize that. And yeah, they just have Mo Bamba out and, well, Kawhi. But anyways, let me know what you think in the comment section down below. How are you feeling about things at this point in the season? Obviously way too early to tell, but I feel like teams are kind of sitting right around where we'd expect them, outside of course, the Sixers, because they're down their two best players, and I guess the Milwaukee Bucks. But to be honest, of all the East teams that you would expect to be in the playoffs and for them to fall flat, I feel like the Bucks are probably towards the top of that list of teams that would be the most likely to fall flat on those expectations. So yeah, let me know what you think in the comments down below, and click on one of the videos on your screen right now for some more NBA discussion.